Welcome back to SportsLine, everybody. Jon Burton with you until the top of the hour. Let's go back to the phones and check in with Johnny, who joins us on line one. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, John. Hey, John. I've been waiting, holding on the phone.
Yeah, thank you so much for waiting. I appreciate it. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I've been waiting and watching the news every day since the season started. But you unexpectedly got surprised by New York, your hometown, New York Giants.
Yeah, that was something.
And they still playing good ball. They're winning, so he must be a good coach. He got them winning, so
yeah, 7-2, second place in their division. So yeah, they got a shot to make the playoffs in year one. I didn't see that coming. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I didn't either, but he didn't have to take no direction from Big Tuna, you know.
Yeah.
And you know Big Tuna is somewhat smiling if he's in Florida, you know.
I grew up watching the Big Tuna coach the Giants to 2 Super Bowl wins. That was a lot of fun.
It sure was. You're certainly right. And the second thing I want to talk to you about, I'm thinking you're bringing it up from time to time now, where you can bring it up in front of the Titan people on the same station, you know. The second thing I want to talk to you about this stadium. You know, if they do add this stadium on, they're going to do a lot of blasting. Because this city ain't nothing but rock. They're going to move a lot of rock under that ground, which is going to crack and break people's homes and houses. It's really dangerous around those bridges and those hotels, whatever's in the area, because this ground is nothing but rock up under this city. And they didn't have to move no rock over to build that stadium they got now. So I just said put a top on top of the stadium you got now and just keep on moving. Because, you know,
yeah, unfortunately, Johnny, and thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, that stadium is too antiquated. And, you know, listen, I understand. It's kind of like what Jack Nicholson said in the Michael Keaton first Batman movie. You know, to make an omelet, sometimes you got to break some eggs. And, you know, hopefully this situation with the rubble and the construction won't be that much of a detriment to, you know, the citizens that live down there and the people that have to move through that area. But, you know, once this thing is up and running, this new stadium, this covered dome stadium, it's going to be an absolute cash cow for the city. You look at all the great events, not only Titans games, but, you know, we're talking potential to get a Super Bowl here. We're talking Final Four in basketball. We're talking maybe college football championship game in football. We're talking WrestleMania. You know, we're talking some of the biggest events in the world of entertainment that are going to descend upon Nashville. Everybody wants to come here anyway for their events, and to add this state-of-the-art enclosed stadium, I think the end will justify the means. That's just my personal opinion. All right, let's get back to some Titans talk here. Kevin Byard, the all-pro safety, getting ready for tomorrow night's game in Green Bay against the Packers. I caught up with him in the locker room yesterday. Check it out.
The challenge of going to Lambeau on a short week, how big is it, especially against a team with Aaron Rodgers coming off a big win?
Yeah, it's huge. Historical place to play. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play this game. You know, even though he might not be having the success that he's had last year or the past 2 years winning MVP, it's going to be a great challenge. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us going to this game is going to be our rush defense versus their rush offense. 3 out of 4 of their wins, they ran for over 200 yards, and I feel like their best skilled players are in the backfield. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones are 2 of the, 2 top players in this league, so we're going to have to stop them.
What did you see out of the rookie Christian Watson in that last game? That had a breakout game for them?
Yeah, it definitely was a breakout game for him. You know, I think he struggled with some drops and stuff like that earlier in the season, but he definitely had a breakout game, and I'm sure that they're hoping that that's going to kind of carry on for the rest of the year. So we have to make sure that we be physical with him, make sure he's just not getting those big plays over the top, and that's going to be a big thing for us on defense or in the secondary, just not allowing those big plays to Lazard and Watson and those guys, and make sure we're stopping the run.
What's the toughest part about playing up there? I mean, the last visit there wasn't exactly how you guys wanted to play out. What's the toughest challenge going into that environment? Yeah,
first, I don't think they haven't had a lot of home games up there this year so far, so should be a sold-out game. That's how Lambeau is. It's going to be cold. You know, it's a historical place. You know, I think sometimes you go up to those places like, wow, I'm playing on Lambeau Field. Like, you know, I used to watch it. You know what I'm saying? One of those type of deals. But, you know, it's just one of those things where when when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, man, it's always going to be a tough place to play. And but I think we're super excited for the opportunity, especially to, kind of pitch down our leg last time we was up there. So we definitely got to get that taste out of our mouth.
Dylan on short rest is a load, isn't he?
Say it again.
Dylan on short rest, that's a tough assignment.
Oh, I think even if it wasn't a short rest, if it was just a regular week, everybody talk about Saquon. This guy has the biggest legs I've ever seen as a running back. I don't know what else he would have been able to do in life. Not saying he's not a super smart guy, but that guy was built to be a running back. He's a great player, and obviously they're like a two-headed monster with him. And Aaron Jones is a guy who can get out the backfield, also catch passes out the backfield, really good receiver. I actually played against him in college. He's a really good player.
Vrabel's one win from 50 as a head coach, being just the third guy in franchise history to do that. What is it about him that just kind of permeates throughout this organization, has created the culture that's here?
Yeah, but I've spoken about it since he first got here. I mean, obviously he came from a winning culture with New England Patriots, won Super Bowls, played a long time. So as a player coming into this league, it's very easy to be able to relate, or it's easy for him to relate to players because he's done it. He's sat in these chairs. He's won, so he knows how to get it done. And I think so it's very easy for us to buy in. Just the culture that he's built here, it's incredible. And hopefully we can get that 50th win for him on Thursday night.
What does it look like inside, kind of inside, as much as you can tell us, in terms of just how he runs a typical work day and what the expectation is?
Well, I mean, I think the expectation, especially if it's practice, that we're all just working. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all working to a common goal, whether it's just to win the game that week, common goal to win the Super Bowl. I think one of the things that I can definitely respect out of Vrabel is that if you're a guy on this team and you care about the team and you play really hard, it may be some deal with, guys come here and see the schedule, like, oh, look at the meeting times, can we get he'll let guys, if you treat the team right, you can go in and have a conversation with him. He might adjust the schedule a little bit. And I think that's something that we just truly respect out of him. And that's why guys buy in. That's why guys want to play hard, because he respects you, not just, as a player or he's the head coach. It's like we're all got our hands in the same pot. So, like I said, ton of respect for him.
I take it that the ones that don't buy in don't last long here.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, we've had those cases, a really small number of those cases before in the past. But like you said, most of the guys that's here, that's been here for a long time, are guys that buy in and that has bought in.
KB, you're talking about Dylan, just that run game. Does that run game maybe get overlooked just because everyone thinks Aaron Rodgers when they think of the Packers?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of it, they aren't having the most success this year as far as record stuff. But like I said, the games they've won, they've run the ball. And I mean, last week they rarely ran the ball. So I think that is something, like I said, that's going to be the biggest key for us is stopping the run for sure. But also the RPOs, because a lot of times even, when he dumps those balls out there and gets 7 yards, that's like a run play for them. So I think just us watching film, making sure that we have to be aware on the back and hey, it may be a run play, but they're running routes as well. And Aaron Rodgers has no problem with just throwing the ball out there. If you're, as a corner, showing, 7, 8 yards, I'm just going to throw the ball out there and just let him get 4 or 5 yards. So we're going to have to play that chess game with Aaron Rodgers, because he's a guy that's going to let the play clock get all the way down to 1, almost 0, and then snapping the ball just to see if the defense is going to show their hand.
It gets cold, obviously, here in Nashville. It's a different kind of cold in Green Bay. I mean, how do you prepare for it?
I think we're going to go out there today, so we're going to get a little taste of it. But I'm a person that I played in a lot of cold games, so I don't really feel like it's any way you can really prepare for that. You just got to go out there and try to put some Vaseline on your arms and put some layers on, do what you got to do. But I look at it like this week. It's like, it's an effort week. Short week, tired, effort. You just got to go out there and play. It's going to be cold, effort. You can't think about it. I think it's just one of those games where you just got to, put your blinders on, go out there and just play as hard as you can. And but those players got to deal with that too. I mean, it's not like all those players are from Green Bay. Those players come from other places. I got a guy, Preston Smith, who's went to my rival high school. So I'm pretty sure he don't like playing in the cold like that either. But, it's what you got to do. It's what you get paid to do. So we're going to go out there and play.
Thanks.
Kevin, the success.
Kevin Byard, the Titans safety, with his unique perspective on dealing with the cold at Lambeau Field as the Titans get ready to take on the Green Bay Packers. And another key defensive player this week for the Titans will certainly be David Long Jr., the middle linebacker, having a great season. Got a little banged up in the Denver game, but he will be ready to go tomorrow night as the Titans face a very potent running game of the Green Bay Packers led by Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Here's David Long Jr.
Do you like about, going to a place like Green Bay, historic Lambeau Field. How exciting is that to just
It's really exciting. We went down 2020 was my first time there. We didn't come up, the way we wanted, but exciting to get another chance to go out there, and do it again.
What do you see out of those two backs specifically?
Good players. They've been making plays for them. Last couple of weeks they've been running ground pound. I think like 4 200-yard games, something like that. But they're running the ball. So I had to come prepared.
I know it gets cold in Morgantown. I used to live in Pittsburgh, but it's kind of cold in Green Bay. How do you prepare for it?
The same way. I mean, I'm a no-sleeve rocker out there anyway, regardless of the weather. So a couple guys like Joe, Silver, he puts the sleeves on. He's a sleeve guy. But it's a mentality. Regardless of the weather, go out there and do the same thing we've been doing.
I was going to say, with the no sleeves, is that kind of letting the other team know, hey, I'm not bothered by this cold. I'm going to be here.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at it like that, but it's like my high school coaches drove that into me. It's like from high school, so I haven't worn sleeves since high school. So it's just like that's just me. Yeah.
David Long Jr., Titans linebacker, ready for the cold. That's the defensive side of it. Offensively, the Titans will need another big game from Nick Westbrook-Akina. 5 catches, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns last week against Denver. Difficulty with the tape, but again, coming off a huge game for the Titans last week, a breakout game for him. We mentioned the 5 catches, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, and of course, the go-ahead touchdown, what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown, the flea flicker pass from Ryan Tannehill. Do we have him, Rick, or no? All right, let's hear from Nick Westbrook-Akina.
It's all good. How much are you guys just looking forward to this? I know it's a short week, but going up to Lambeau and playing legendary team, their legendary quarterback, all that, Thursday night, prime time, all that crap.
Yeah, I mean, super looking forward to it. I don't even know if that's the right word to describe it. Just super excited for this opportunity that we get to have. It's a great venue, a good team. It's a Thursday night game. Everyone's going to be watching, so really looking forward to the opportunity we have at hand.
How much confidence did last week's performance in the passing game do for you guys heading into this game, I guess?
Yeah, I feel like it's a good building block, a good stepping stone for us to kind of build on and continue this momentum going on throughout the rest of the season.
What do you think their defense was able to do against Dallas to kind of shut them down and allow their offense to get back in the other day?
Yeah, I mean, they made plays when they needed to. They were good at, getting pressure on the quarterback, making him, quickening up his reads, and sometimes miss guys that might be open. So we just got to be on top of all of our checks, being ready for all the coverage adjustments and any pressure adjustments that we need to make as well.
Are you a guy that doesn't mind playing in the cold? I mean, I know it gets colder in Nashville. It's a different kind of cold than Green Bay.
Yeah, don't mind. Rob said today is like, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Playing in Indiana, I'm kind of used to it. But it'd be good to be out here and try to get acclimated to as cold as we can get out here today.